The New England Patriots shook the entire AFC, and they did it in a single phone call. They traded for A.J. Brown. A true number one receiver now wears the number one jersey in Foxborough, and the man who drafted him back in Tennessee, head coach Mike Vrabel, finally has his weapon back. 1 year removed from a run to Super Bowl 60, this team went out and grabbed the single thing it never had through the entire rebuild. And somewhere inside this move sits a young receiver whose place on this roster suddenly looks gone. Look at the price. Elliott Wolf sent a 2028 first-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick to Philadelphia for a receiver with 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons and 56 career touchdowns. Brown joins Romeo Doubs, the 4-year free agent signing from Green Bay, and a young quarterback fresh off a second-place MVP finish. The offense around Drake Maye looks unrecognizable from 1 season ago, and the front office is not finished. One more move sits on the table, the kind of move turning a contender into a problem nobody in the league wants to solve. The defense already carried this team to a championship game. Now the offense matches it. Vrabel built a machine on one side of the ball, and the other side finally caught up. The questions stack fast. Who stays, who goes, and which hole still needs filling before September arrives? By the end of this breakdown, you will see why one bold claim about this roster is going to start a fight in the comments. The story starts with the man who changes everything. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Patriots and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 500 likes on this video. Start with the man himself. A.J. Brown is not a complimentary piece. He is a coverage, dictating, defense-bending number one receiver, the kind the Patriots have not rostered since the Randy Moss era. He turns 29 at the end of June, right inside his prime. 6 of his 7 professional seasons ended with 1,000 receiving yards. 2 of those crossed 1,400, the only back-to-back 14 100-yard seasons in Philadelphia history. Defensive coordinators do not sleep the week they face him. Now layer in the history. Mike Vrabel drafted Brown in Tennessee back in 2019 and watched him grow into a star before a contract dispute shipped him to Philadelphia. The two never wanted to split. Years later, they reunite, and the trust between a coach and his receiver does not need a training camp to build. Brown already knows the standard Vrabel demands, and Vrabel already knows the greatness Brown delivers when the offense feeds him. He arrives carrying a Super Bowl ring from his final season as an Eagle. The fit borders on perfect. Brown wins on the boundary, wins on third down, and wins in the red zone, where the Patriots stalled too often last season. He commands the double team, which frees everyone else underneath. He gives a young passer a target who bails him out on the throws. Nobody else converts. The receiver is set. The bigger question waits at quarterback, and the answer to it changes how scary this whole thing becomes. Drake Maye is the reason this works. In only his second professional season, he dragged the Patriots to Super Bowl 60 and finished second in the MVP vote. He led the entire league in completion rate and in yards per attempt. 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, a passer profile most veterans never reach across a full career. And he did it without a single receiver. Defenses feared on the outside. Sit with the last point. Maye posted those numbers throwing to a slot, heavy group, and an aging tight end. No boundary terror. No proven 1,000-yard threat pulling safeties out of the box. He won with accuracy, with his legs, and with the structure offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels built around him. McDaniels spent a career squeezing production out of role players, from Tom Brady down to backups. Nobody else trusted. Hand him a real number one, and the ceiling climbs to a place this franchise has not visited in 15 years. Picture the throws now open. The back shoulder fade to A.J. Brown on 3rd and long. The double move when a corner sits on the comeback. The play action shot when the safety creeps toward the line of scrimmage. Every defense loading the box against the run now pays for it. The quarterback is real. The number one is real. and the surprise nobody saw coming reshaped the rest of the offense overnight. Here is the wrinkle nobody planned for. During OTAs, tight end Julian Hill went down with a knee injury and landed on injured reserve for the entire season. The Patriots had signed him in March on a 3-year, $15 million deal to be the blocking complement behind Hunter Henry. One practice erased the plan. A team celebrating its new receiver suddenly stared at a hole at tight end, a spot the offense leans on heavily in this scheme. The room thins out fast. Hunter Henry remains the steady veteran, 768 yards and 7 scores last season, but he sits on the wrong side of the age curve. Behind him, the Patriots lean on rookie, 3rd round, pick Eli Raridon out of Notre Dame, a 6'6" athlete with vertical juice and inline blocking upside. Then it drops to Jack Westover, a tight end and fullback hybrid, and an undrafted rookie in Tanner Arkin. Unproven names carrying real snaps in a championship window. Do not bet against Josh McDaniels here. The man loves his tight ends and finds ways to scheme them open week after week. Raridon steps into a larger role earlier than the team wanted, and a veteran free agent workout would surprise no one before camp opens. The injury hurts, yet the bigger picture holds. The offense still added a star, and the full receiver picture, including one unhappy young player, deserves a closer look right now. Now the room that started all the noise. At the top sits A.J. Brown, the boundary receiver who tilts coverage toward his side. Next to him stands Romeo Doubs, a clutch 3-level separator on a fresh 4-year deal, slotting in as the clear number 2. Add Mac Hollins, a 6'4" red zone body who once posted 690 yards under Josh McDaniels in Las Vegas. Add second-year speedster Kyle Williams, a former 3rd-round pick, climbing the depth chart. The group runs deep now, which brings the trouble. Kayshon Boutte does not fit the new math. He skipped the offseason program, and Adam Schefter reported the young receiver wants a trade out of New England. The numbers tell you why he feels squeezed. 550 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 17 yards per catch last season as the team's most explosive deep threat. Now he sits buried behind Brown, Doubs, and a crowded slot. His trade value lands around a 5th or 6th round pick, and a deal helps both sides find what they want. Underneath it all, Demario Douglas owns the quick game in the slot. An undrafted holdover Efton Chisholm keeps flashing in practice against starters. The point is simple. 1 year ago, the Patriots trotted out an aging Stephon Diggs, since released, as their top option on the outside. Today they cut bait on a talented young receiver because the room overflows with weapons. The whole division feels the shift, and the comparison to the rest of the AFC East gets ugly fast. Stack this roster against the AFC East, and the gap widens overnight. The Buffalo Bills still run the division on paper, but the Patriots close the distance in a hurry. New England already owns a defense, finishing 4th in points allowed across the league, the unit driving the team to a championship game. Now the offense answers back with a true number 1, 2 complete sides of the ball. The reigning division kings feel the pressure rising behind them every single week. Look down the standings and the contrast sharpens. The New York Jets keep searching for offensive stability under center. The Miami Dolphins keep fighting cap math and inconsistency at the worst moments. Neither one added a piece on the level of A.J. Brown this offseason. The Patriots did not simply improve at one spot. They raised the floor and the ceiling at the same time. And they did it while sitting 1 year removed from a Super Bowl appearance. The trade partner says plenty too. The Philadelphia Eagles, fresh off a title, handed over one of the best receivers in football to a team in the other conference. They reshaped their own room around rookie Makai Lemon and bet on the long-term future. Howie Roseman got his draft picks. Vrabel got his finisher. And the finisher New England still chases sits on defense, where one more addition turns a strong unit into an outright nightmare for the rest of the league. Here's the move teased from the start. The one weakness on this roster lives at edge rusher. New England ranked 26th in sacks last season, and the team let K'Lavon Chaisson walked to Washington after his 10.5 sack year. Playoffs included. The front office saw the hole clearly. They signed veteran Draymond Jones from Tennessee and drafted rookie Gabe Jacas out of Illinois in the second round, a 260-pound athlete who ran a blistering 40 time at his pro day. Yet the room still needs a true closer off the edge. Harold Landry turns 30 in July and enters the season off a leg surgery. Elijah Ponder flashed 4 sacks as an undrafted rookie, but the ceiling stays unknown. So the rumors swirl. ESPN tagged the Patriots as a sleeper for New York Giants edge rusher Kayvon Thibodeau, a former top 5 pick with double-digit sack upside. Veteran free agents Joey Bosa and Bobby Okereke sit available too, waiting for a contender to make the call. Read the signals. A team 1 year removed from the Super Bowl, sitting in win-now mode with a young quarterback on a cheap contract. The Patriots spent a first-round pick to land A.J. Brown without blinking. Spending again to fix the pass rush fits the pattern. One disruptive edge rusher next to Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, and a secondary led by Christian Gonzalez pushes this defense from good to frightening. And the final verdict on this roster comes down to one bold claim. So where does this land? The Patriots entered the offseason a year removed from a Super Bowl appearance and somehow got better. Drake Maye enters his 3rd season with a real number 1 in A.J. Brown, a deep group around him, a defense already built for January, and an offensive line rebuilt around rookie first-round tackle Caleb Lomu and veteran Elijah Vera Tucker in front of franchise left tackle Will Campbell. The pieces fit. The window sits wide open. Here's the claim worth arguing about. This team wins 12 games, takes the AFC East outright from Buffalo, and returns to the championship game with the most balanced roster in football. Lock in the edge rusher, and a return trip to the Super Bowl stops sounding bold and starts sounding likely. Disagree all you want in the comments. The defense already proved it belongs on the biggest stage, and the offense finally matches the standard vrabel set the day he walked in. Drop your win total prediction below and tell everyone whether you trust Maye to finish the job this time. Hit subscribe before the next breakdown drops, because the Patriots are not done dealing, and the next domino falls soon. One question hangs over all of it. If the front office lands the final edge rusher, who in the entire AFC actually stops this team? Answer it, and you understand why Foxborough believes the best sits right in front of them.